I think it's official. I think. But U.S. President Donald Trump says he will travel to Saudi Arabia in the spring. The announcement by the U.S. president comes as he claims Riyadh agreed to invest $1 trillion in American companies over the next 4 years. Speaking to reporters in the White House, Trump, who said that Saudi Arabia already agreed to invest $450 billion in his first term 4 plus years ago, he said this, it's a quote, and I have to note, like every time, I'm sure it's the same way with you, but like every time I read a quote, like Donald Trump quoted in something, I read it in his voice. It's just like in his voice, in my head, it's as clear as day. I'm not doing an impression here, but just wanted to note that. Trump said, quote, "They've gotten richer," referring to the Saudis. "We've all gotten older. So I said, I'll go if you pay $1 trillion to American companies over a 4-year period. And the Saudis have apparently agreed to do that. So Trump said, they've agreed to do that. So I'm going to be going there probably over the next month and a half. I have a great relationship with them and they've been very nice, but they're going to be spending a lot of money to American companies for buying military equipment and a lot of other things," he says. Well, he sort of says it all in that quote, right? I mean, that's...
Thank you.
He doesn't really leave anything to chance. So, yeah.
Thanks for the rambling quote, which I would expect nothing less than.
I finally butchered a new segment. There it is, everybody.
However, I will also say, like, aside from it's not your fault, right? Like, it's the quality of the quote that you were reading. So not your fault, and I won't blame you for it. But I will also say, I do not listen or hear his voice in my head when I'm reading his quotes because I try to tune him out as much as I possibly can. But that's just a little bit of a personal, contribution. And
but can't you imagine him saying, like, you can't imagine him saying this? Okay.
Not going to imagine. Anyway, it's going to be...
ruin all Trump quotes for you? I'm sorry.
No, you haven't, because I have mental blocks. But anyway, it's unclear if Saudi is going to be his first official visit abroad or not. He hinted it could be. And during his first term, Trump broke with tradition and made the kingdom his first stop, actually. So after being sworn in, Trump's first call with a foreign leader was to our crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. And, this visit may take place as soon as 6 weeks from now. So who knows? Anytime in the next 6 weeks, it's a wild card. Let's see. And let's hear what he has to say once he gets there.
I should have done the quote in his voice, but I think this is actually a pretty big deal. I mean, I'm rooting for this, right? We are rooting for this. This is awesome. Saudi Arabia and the U.S. should have a stronger relationship. What a huge regret that I have no control over, so it's not really a regret. But the last 6 years, really, China and other companies and countries have moved in to Saudi Arabia to take up market share from U.S. companies that weren't involved or the U.S. government that didn't want to engage. And now Saudi Arabia is 4 to 6 years ahead with Vision 2030 and is emerging as a country. It makes sense strategically to have them as a very strong partner, not just a partner. So I'm really rooting for this, and I hope he does it. 6 weeks, so mid-April sometime he should be there. And that's a good time to go, right? I mean, before mid-April would be ideal. So best of luck. Hope he does it.
All the best.